Right, so yesterday we left off with this Piskay Teshuvos over here, and he had a lot of chedushim, so we're continuing with what he did. Beatrice had their chulchem erev Shabbos, v'nei kisas of Shabbos. V'makdim liyom shishi v'boikin nam yishap yavar alchicha chila lo ibi yom hey v'afal below shishi. We already learned this. You set the table erev Shabbos before Shabbos. So if you do it earlier in the morning, that's also good. But lechachila, you shouldn't do it on Thursday, not even Thursday night. So let's just remind ourselves of the Shari Tshuva that we learned around a week ago, which he brought Shitas who said, if you want, I can pull it up on the screen. He brought Shitas that said that morning, David. So he brought Shitas who said that you should do it, you should set your table only after Plaga Mincha. Zoom that in right over here. So that was interesting. He said, "Anachon l'sachi nakol me plaga mincha koidim ksas or acher kach ksas," around the time of plaga mincha, which is a couple hours before Shabbos, give or take. It depends on the day. He said not to do it in the morning. That was the Shari Knesset Gedola. We wrote a note where they look at the Oz V'Hodim Mishnah Brura in footnote Zion, as well as the Nishma Shabbos to Reish Samachayim the Shilas and Shuvas. He's going to discuss that more. Maisa, the idea is you don't need to do it necessarily plaga mincha. It shows that it's being done more l'kavod Shabbos, and therefore that's I think what this is coming to exclude over here. Let's see the footnotes. Footnote number 6 we'll start with. Shulchan Aruch Rav Sif Al Mishnah Brura Hachas Sukatan Al Kaf Chaim B'Shem Chesed Lafim Sukatan Beish Abal Yisad Der Shulchan Mishum Hachan the Mitzvah Bo Amram Hu Cholik Alav Ki Al Pi Azar Mashur Sar Shei Isha Tisad Der Shulchan V'Yesh Botam Abizah. We already saw this idea in the Kaf Chaim. There's a machlokes if the husband should set the table or the wife. The svara that the husband should set the table is Mitzvah Bo Yosim V'Shulchu, which means that even though we say Shulcha Shal Adam Shemauso, Shulcha Shal Adam Kemaiso, that if you appoint the shliach, it's as if you did the task. Nevertheless, it's better to do the mitzvah yourself personally. So that would be the reason why the husband should set the Shabbos table. However, like we saw in the Kaf Chaim already, this is repeat. The Mikubalim hold that the woman should set it for Kabbalistic reasons. So that's the idea. Okay, he quotes that Shari Tshuva, that we just saw. The Siddur Beis Menucha footnote 8 Shekambiyom Shisha Bokir Shaper Niko. Right. When a person is setting the table on Friday morning, such as today, Erev Shabbos, so it's still recognizable that it's being done l'kavod Shabbos, as opposed to if it's being done Thursday, not as much. Okay, fine. So especially on a day that it's rushed today, I mean, Shabbos is literally in under 7 hours, right? So it's it's the morning right now. So it's if you don't want to rush before Shabbos, that's the idea. So you do it earlier, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Kimo kein yaniach chalatz al shulchan ve'alehem hakisui lefnei kisah Shabbos rosh shagam yaroch hashulchan yafu masudu yimayim v'akvim v'akosis v'karos v'akapos v'asvikin v'yeh habayis more hated or mavik v'chochad ribayis mishkal or muzudarim b'kol zeh. All right, so get your Erev Shabbos Kodesh checklist out in terms of what should make sure that it's done. So number one, chalas have to be on the table. Yayin on the table. Of course, tablecloths, spoons, forks, knives, and napkins, plates, cups, the challah board. What are we missing? Challah cover, challah knife, salt, right? This all sounds obvious, but a lot of times it could be last minute. Oh, I forgot this, I forgot that. Get the checklist, make sure it's all there, make sure the lights are set. All of the rooms are prepared for Shabbos, right? Like we are going to be accepting a very hush of a guest. Okay? Footnote number 10. Oh, wow, yeah. This is actually a very interesting point. Why is there an idea, okay, of putting the chalas on the table before? So the answer is it could be that the table is a besis l'davar ha'isser, which means that it's a base for something prohibited. So in order to make it permissible, so to say, so we put the challah on before something that's totally not muksa at all and that you're allowed to use on Shabbos. So that's a deeper idea over there with the challah. We did speak out that if someone wants to keep one of the challahs in the oven or the hot plate before whatever it is, so then you could already do that. So then that's gonna be fine. All right. So fine. But at least put one over there. As long as you have one, then it's not a basisla davar iser anymore. Okay, fine. So
you give it something else instead of the challah?
yeah, you technically could, but the challah is what you need anyway, so you might as well.
I mean, I read the case you're talking about where someone's keeping the challah in the oven until
Right, so that's what we just said. So you could put one challah there. You're not gonna keep doing it.
both challahs.
No, because you're only gonna cut one. Right, that's usually how it is. You have a nice challah that you're gonna cut the other one. You're gonna use the next day or something. So
Got it.
yeah. Okay. Next one. Footnote. Okay, fine. Okay, footnote 11. Footnote 11. So what is it? Sakum v'kilim chad pamim. I'm not sure what the sakum is. I don't know what that is. Over there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. So this is okay. So we have to have a discussion over here. This footnote is wrong, by the way. I looked it up.
Paper plates and stuff like
Yeah. I'm just saying right now. This is something very, very interesting to learn about. Okay. I'm saying right now, don't start asking 100 million questions. Okay. There's a big, massive halachic discussion if lechatchila means preferably, for sure, b'diavad, for sure works.
Outside from this.
You're still Yotzei Shabbos. Could you use plastic plates and utensils on Shabbos?
Make a difference, quality of the plastic.
Okay. Now, also, there are some plastic that are higher quality than others. The Maisa ain't as good as China. It's
I
not
mean,
as nice. It's
The
plastic.
better quality plastic might be better in some people's low tier China. Like I'm saying, the best plastic.
How much would 10 plastic plates cost, the best ones? That you could pretty much buy at amazing savings. No, I'm asking. I don't know. I don't shop.
It's like $1 each or something.
$1.50 each. And how much is low China? So you're talking $15 for 10. How much is a low quality China for 10 China plates? Low quality.
It's a little more expensive, but this
Wait.
this $1.50 plate is more quality because you can use it and there's no hassle.
Wait, hold on.
Who are you saying? You're saying relative.
How do you define a price
Is that what you got outside from the place?
how much someone else is willing to pay for it?
Understood.
So from the fact that the cheaper China is more expensive, that's magala that it's more chashiv. Because people are willing to pay to shell out more cash for it.
I don't think so. I think what's magala that it's what's chashiv is what you would put out. So I mean, someone would use a very high tier plastic in a simcha, but they wouldn't use this low tier China.
Okay. Well, thank
They would
you.
use only mid tier China or
All right,
higher.
well, I'll say thing. That's an interesting opinion you have. However, I don't formulate opinions before learning of what the rabbis greater than me say. So therefore, I'm gonna say, I'm just asking questions. I'm not formulating an opinion yet.
The real
And I'm
it's
pointing
not,
out-
not a rabbi question, it's a caterer question.
It's a caterer question.
It's not a
Okay.
rabbi question.
All right, we're gonna see what the big boys say, the big rabbis say. We're gonna learn some chuvas on it, but we're not learning in the simon. Why? Because the simon's already schlepped enough. All right, we're gonna learn it in simon reish mem base, which will also get schlepped. It's very nice simon, but it's not schlepped. It's not this simon because he's referencing reish mem base. It's really it could be the simon. I mean, we could digress to it. We could. There's a few chuvas that we have to learn about this, but
No, not needed. So what basically you're saying is for now we're accepting that what's important is price, and then it's kind of a little more expensive. I agree.
we're not accepting anything. But it seems like kipshuto that something that isn't just disposable, what's called chad ha'ami,
Yeah.
which means it's a one-time situation. That no, you're going to reuse it. It has a value. Imagine a person buys a vehicle, he spends money on it, he drives it once, and then he throws the whole thing out.
It's
I mean,
more
that-
expensive than a luxury car.
That wouldn't be so practical. Right? Imagine you buy a house, you use it once for one night, and then you just bomb the house. Right? That wouldn't be.
That's more
So,
expensive
so
than
that's
luxury
what's
car.
happening over here with the utensil that you're using once. With
Are
the,
you, is it okay to use China, is it okay to use plasticware again? Assuming.
That's I said, we're gonna be learning about that more. It's getting quoted
Oh,
here in the footnote. He's referencing Reish Nun Beis, which that simon is on deck after Reish Nun. So we're gonna get to it before Pesach. Amir Hashem. All right. It's not Hanukkah yet. I'm saying right now we're gonna get to it before Pesach, and that's it. I mean it. So we're gonna get to it. It's gonna be a big discussion. And also, what will be a discussion over here is, is there a difference if you have, for example, newlyweds? So you're talking over here, newlyweds, you're talking about 2 plates, 2 forks, 2 knives. So that's 6 items to wash, maybe 2 spoons. You're talking about 8 items. Maybe the challah or whatever. Okay, then versus you have a family of 5. So now everything is multiplied. You got around 40 items to wash. So a lot of times it's very difficult, right? Especially talking about houses that, there's no special uh, uh, additional person who's going to be watching. The kids are cleaning. It's just the husband, wife over there. It's the mother or father. So we're going to have to discuss if there's a difference over there. We're talking lechachil over here, right? And the inyan, I want to also reference sukkahs. Okay, once we're not really on this topic, but once we're discussing the potential halachic ramifications of what we should preferably do when it comes to disposable plates and forks and knives, etc. So sukkahs also, it says in Siman Tafresh Lamed Tes that a person should bring into a sukkah, from the language of the Gemara, kelim na'im, which means your nicest cutlery. That's what it means. So a lot of people on sukkahs, especially because it's inconvenient to bring, it's so hard. 15 feet to walk into the sukkah, sometimes 40 feet. Oh my goodness. Oh, how could a person function after doing so many hakafas on sukkahs from the house to the sukkah? So difficult bringing it back. Instead, they'll just bring the garbage right by the sukkah. They'll throw the plates out. So if that's preferable also to do halachically is highly questionable as well. Okay, so we're going to get to that more Amir Hashem. Okay, Besider Yabetz, Lahachem Mine Reyach Asavim Uprochim Madani Asa. Oh, this is a cute idea right over here. All right, you have flowers. Yeah, you bring flowers, that makes it nice for Shabbos as well. Also, if there are items that smell nice. So here we could bring up something related to Shalom Bayis. We learned yesterday and couple days ago as well about not having machloikis in the house Erev Shabbos, as well as especially on Shabbos. And this Indian of flowers, if the flowers, they're not a chiddush if you get them every single week, because it's like, oh, it's there every single week. But for the type of people who don't get the flowers every single week, so you get them once in a while, so then it makes it very special, and it makes it more of like a surprise. Even every week, the wives, they like it the most. It's a nice thing, shalom bayis, right? Most of the husbands, we like a good piece of meat, but they don't a lot of times care about that as much. They care about the fluffy, flowery stuff. So that's nice. Number one for shalom bayis, and number two for Shabbos, the flowers. This is the first time we're seeing flowers mentioned. So here you have a source. Apparently, there's a midrash rabbah. Kishoshana bein hachuchim shoshana zo mitukenes l'shabbosos yom tov. You got to look up that midrash rabbah. Bikra rabbah chaf gimel vav. Also, it seems like it's another midrash rabbah in Shir and Beis Tes. Yeah, this is interesting. I'm sure if I told this to a Jewish flower store owner, he would appreciate this idea if I would look into this more. But anyways, so this is the inyan of flowers. We find flowers by Shavuos also to adorn the shul with flowers, make it nice, like by Har Sinai. Okay, you have the Rhine ready to go. The Shalos and Chuvas, footnote 12, Sairus Chuva, the Kemosha Sarach Laniach Achalos Ve'ayayin Ma'alayla Laboikir, Uadin Shesrichim Lihiyois Munachim Ala Shulchan Me'erev Shabbos. So what's it saying over here? That he says you have to have this on the table already, right? Just like it needs to be there at night. So therefore it should be there Erev Shabbos. This is something which could many times get overlooked. My question on this is, a lot of times people like their wine colder. So if you're going to put it on the table already before Shabbos, right, then you don't have it. I've been to houses also that they have a special, I mean, in very, very big houses, they have like special wine cellars or a wine room. But even if someone doesn't have that, they have a special, I've seen wine fridge. People who are into wine, they have special.
Right by the table.
Yeah, it's right by the table. They have special wine fridges. And parenthetically, the fridges, there's nothing that eats more electricity in the house than a fridge. Nothing. Yeah, the fridges eat the most. But I think even that and AC, but the fridges, they eat a tremendous amount of electricity. But they have the wine, and so that's something to consider. Maybe what you could do is, that's a little extreme, but to put a wine that you're not going to drink, just to have it there. And
Switcheroo.
yeah, and then do a switcheroo with the wine that you will drink that was in the fridge. I don't think you need to go that far. I think that's a massive chumrah. That's probably a bigger chumrah than having like we've been. No, I was gonna say like having a separate yarmulke or undergarments for Shabbos. Even it's probably even a bigger chumrah than that. Right. So that was interesting that we learned about that. Okay, footnote number 13. So you should have good light in your house. Back then they didn't have electricity. So you want to make sure that you have enough candles to get ready. Right. Nowadays, we don't have the candles, but you want to make sure that you have a bright light. Oh, and then he says, regarding using electricity that's being created through people who are Machalo Shabbos, look in Siman Shin Yud Ches, the beginning of Siman Shin Yud Ches, which is the halacha of Bishul on Shabbos. But over the first two sifim over there, it talks about Maisa Shabbos, which means...
Is it Mavir? Mavir?
No, it doesn't come up in Hilchos Mavir. Comes up in the halachas of Bishul on Shabbos, because in the first two sifim of that siman, it's fake Bishul, talks about Maisa Shabbos, which means benefiting from a prohibition that was done on Shabbos. This is the well-known Chazon Ish, where the whole Bnei Brak hooked up to generators. And the reason is because he held that you can't benefit from the Chilul Shabbos that was being done to create the electricity. So that's why Bnei Brak till this day, they all have the generators, which is fascinating. But anyway,
wait, Bnei Brak still does that now?
that's right, because of the psak of the Chazon Ish. So
What about the
yeah.
What about the people in Yerushalayim, like in Meir Sharm? Do they have generators?
I'm not sure. You have to ask your local Meir Sharm Yerushalmi to see. Yeah. This MSOR.
Local Meir Sharm Orthodox rabbi.
Okay, yeah, very good. Okay, to Isa B'Torah Mishnah Ruah Divrei Chazash is okay, fine. So this is the idea over here, and fine. Moving right along. Okay, fine. Old base. Bakavana Indian Prisa Samapa Shalo Yasir Mala Shulchu Koyim Chapter Kat Yeshuzar Shal Yeshulch Magula Meshech Kol Yom. Okay, so over here in footnote 15, he's saying that even though that regarding Big Day Shabbos, many people they have the custom to be makbid to go with them until after Malav Malka, right? Regarding the tablecloth on the table on Shabbos, we don't find such a stringency. On the contrary, the Darchei Chaim V'Shalom says that Munkacher Rebbe was stringent to take off the tablecloth immediately after the Avdallah. But by Malav Malka, he would put a new tablecloth on. Okay, some just leave it there until the next morning. Different Hagam, how long to leave the tablecloth on. Footnote 17 is going on. Make sure for even one moment the table is not exposed and has a tablecloth on it. So this is the idea of having two tablecloths, like we learned about, so that the table won't be uncovered even momentarily while you shake out your tablecloth to then put it back. By the way, it should not be shaken out outside as well on Shabbos. Okay. B'Sefer Roya Evan Yisrael b'Shem Achoyzim Melublin sheShulchan Megula b'Shabbos keshir Megula b'Isha. Wow. Chaim b'Darchei Chaim v'Shalom shehayim medaktik ma'od bazeh. Wow. If you leave your table uncovered, it's as if a woman isn't covered. That's charifus from the Choyzim Melublin. That's intense.
Covered. That's wild.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, like it's like she's going out outside with uncovered
Did
hair.
he bring down upstairs the reason about Ohel?
No,
He didn't bring it down.
you
right?
didn't. No, we saw that. Yeah, no.
Was that in the tour? We saw it in the
No,
earlier.
yeah, we saw it at a lot of places. He's not bringing that over here. We say not yet, at least. We say from Maisa Isha Chazon Ish Siper al Dibuk Shehuva Lefnei Bal Divri Malkiel Abezid of Lumza V'Haya Bo Tumo Gedoyla Ubein Hashar Kishiro B'Shabbos Ksas Mer Shulchan Megula Lo Mapa Hay Megaf Faith Umenashik HaShulchan Makom Megula. Wow. So there was apparently a D-book that came in front of the Divrei Malkiel, and he had Tumah, and he saw, oh, Shabbos table doesn't have a tablecloth on it. Let me kiss that Tumah. And he was all over the table.
What do you do?
That's intense. That's why that's why it's in a footnote. The D-book was kissing the table because it didn't have a tablecloth on it.
Gothic, was that hugging or just?
Yeah, I think it's
hugging?
hugging. Yeah, that's right.
Maccabic and Megaphic.
I think it's like the same. I'm not sure exactly what.
What's wrong with what's wrong with a wooden table?
Wooden?
Nothing,
We
we
didn't
didn't say
mention
wooden.
wooden. We didn't mention
What's
wooden.
wrong with it? What's wrong? I know, but did I hear from someone else who meant covering the table the whole week? That's someone else. I heard from. I
No,
know. I heard-
yesterday we learned that regarding those who cover their table with a tablecloth the whole week. So that's why on Shabbos they should have a white tablecloth. I mean, we learned
Yeah,
to have a white tablecloth anyways.
Twice.
There's an idea, but for those who cover the tablecloth during the week, so
Is
that's
wait, is
why you
white?
should do something different. That's why maybe purposely do not have a white tablecloth during the weekend on Shabbos. You should.
Oh, white's only during Shabbos. White's only on Shabbos.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, again,
Yeah. Okay, b'shem Arizah move v'shisha shulchan lachar sudalo Shabbos kosher b'rich lemazim okay ma'odi shizor lenakos shulchan okay.
884.
This is actually something that's very important. Person has to be very careful to clean the table and to sweep the floor immediately miyad v'acher suda, immediately after the suda. V'lahashir metunaf, not to leave it dirty at all. Ki yotza chas v'shalom mehabayis hamalach hatov hamalav. Because this good malach might leave your house. In other words, our house can't be like a what do you call that
Pigsty?
place? No, I was gonna say where the garbage gets dumped. Garbage
Re-
dump is what it's called.
a transfer station or refuse. No, refuse is the actual can of him.
Okay, yeah, you want to make sure that it looks nice.
So where's he bringing this down from?
Where's he?
20
Oh,
and
let's see,
21.
2021. This is looking at Magen, based on a Magen Avram. The Magen Avram was talking about like throwing stuff off the table and cleaning it after. So it's based on that Magen Avram in Aleph. I'll pull it up. Pull it up right now. Right over here in Aleph. Mutter lizrog davar chutz l'shulchan, throwing something out of the table. The efshar should divrei mashal. Shim yizrog davar v'lo yuchol lekabed abayis b'Shabbos. Something's gonna go off the table and you can't sweep it on Shabbos. Im kin yemenuvel. It's gonna be disgusting. V'yotzal malach hatov malav. I'm gonna underline this. This is a good chap. He's what he's saying over here. B'davar nachan avaloy ra'isi choshen lezem makabed nachar abayis b'davar mutter. So what he's saying is that if something's gonna be off the table, it's gonna be all disgusting. The malach's gonna leave. So what you do is you sweep it. He says you could sweep it. That's where we got in the lengthy discussion of sweeping the house on Shabbos. We said for our types of houses, you're allowed to. So it's gotta be the right room and everything. And that was the Indian. Yeah, that's where he's getting from. Speaking this out in a different way, but it's true. It's based on this Magen Avram. One needs to, don't just say, "Oh, we're gonna have shalashudas in 2 hours, and it's just gonna get dirty again, anyways, from the kids."
Just saying to clean up
Why
like
do it
right
now?
after the meal.
Yes, that's what it means. A lot of times people are like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so tired," and suck it up, clean it.
We'll clean it tomorrow.
Yeah, no,
It's a late Shabbos.
no
It
such
says
thing.
no such thing.
You
It says-
gotta clean it.
I'm still not, I don't understand what he says, but the like, first of all, how long does the malachim stay?
They're there the whole time.
It's not like that, though, you're just there.
No, it wasn't mashma like that.
Yeah.
On the contrary. What? Because of the Seis Chum Shalom shot?
Yeah,
No, the Seis Chum Shalom. We answered up.
I know I said say something like eventually when they leave. Yeah, not
That's
right
that
now.
was what I'm trying to, or for the weekday malachim. We answered.
All
that.
right, the malachim is
Right. They're there. The Shabbos malachim are there.
So they're there.
Unless there's things that they don't want to see, then they're gonna get out of there. We have to be careful. The way we talk and everything like that. I would say like this, something that I've noticed. when you ever go out to like a high dining
change the recipe.
restaurant or something, so in between courses, they clean the whole table. I don't know if you ever picked up on that, if you ever noticed it. I noticed that subtlety. They take
Yeah.
everything off, like Lamashal, you get an appetizer. They take everything off, and they come around with this little like brush, and they crumb or they clean the whole table to make it fresh.
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So even before dessert, after the main course, before the whole
the
table,
fancy
clean it
restaurants,
again,
they clean it.
clean it again. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying very fancy. So they clean it again. The idea is that you eat at a clean place. It's a mensch. It represents, you have not to look like a
That Shabbos table should be clean.
right. That's what it's saying. So,
Hmm.
Anyways, not that you could bring rayas from those places, but you see, there's a certain,
There's an elegance.
there's a certain
that-
elegance, right? That's what it is.
Have the table clean.
Right, yeah, exactly. That's a okay. The Arizal was makbid to eat on a table that had 4 legs. So the first thing I did when I learned this is I said, what type of table doesn't have 4 legs? Oh no, our dining room table doesn't have 4 legs. It's got like, it's like the legs are like connected. He's talking about our old one had 4, it wasn't as stable. It was good, but it was always like whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
The Rubber's table is it has a center thing, you mean, in the middle?
There's no center thing in the middle. It's hard to describe. It's like the 2 legs on both sides are like connected on the bottom. It's hard to explain.
No, it's like you're
I mean,
coming,
Like it
Like a-
comes down. I don't know. Maybe it does have the din of 4 legs.
but they're right, like he's saying though, like I was thinking there's some tables.
Right.
that have
If
a
they're very
center,
big. If they're very big, right.
And that
if
they
they're-
just.
a pedestal, right? A pedestal like type thing?
Right, yeah, those. So he likes 4, and why? Because this is like the shulchan in the base of Mikdash that had 4 with the lechem upon him, I think. So let's see what he says. Oh wow! So the Rizal has a whole cheshbon over here. So he wants you to have your menorah at the
Oh,
southern part of your house. The table is going to be at the northern part of your house. I mean,
you like to make this.
it's not so practical. It
Right, of
depends
course,
on a
yeah.
person's layout in their house, how big it is, and all that. But I guess if you're building a fresh house and you want to be stringent for this Arizal, so you tell this to the builder and or what do you call it? Not the engineer, the guy who makes the architect. That's the name. Tell it to the architect, and he'll set it up for you. Also, the Arizal, like we saw in the Kaf HaChaim, he says you have 12 chalas. Okay. Some say the chair that you sit on should have 4 legs. Oh, okay, we got that. What this means is that you have a comfortable chair and a chair that has armrests, 2
Yeah.
armrests. That's what he wants you to have
But
over
what,
here.
did he explain 3? Why, why 4?
4 legs for the chair?
Yeah, he never said why 4.
No, he didn't say 4 for the
The
chair.
Gemara brings down the whole mice with the 3.
Footnote 25, Makor Chaim, Chavos, Yair, Reish Simon, Reish Ayin Dalet, which we already learned. That was the halachas of Chala on Shabbos. Very short simon right after Hilchos Kiddush, Reish Ayin Gimel. Have to look at the Makor Chaim over there.
Okay, because
See what he says in the back of the Shulchan Aruch. They have him.
the Gemara talks about, the mice with Moshe, by the Cheta Egel, right? That if a table that 3 things they can't stand, how much a table can
Right,
stand? So
correct.
I see 3, that brought down the Gemara, nothing to do with Shabbos, but I'm just saying,
Right.
I don't know what the Kabbalistic thing of 4 here is.
Yeah. Footnote 22. Consider Rashash Muva Shekmokin, yeah, Orcho Yud based Tfachim, Verochbo Vav Tfachim, Vagoval Yosim. So wow. Wow. So okay, so if you want to get a tape measure out, let's say you're going to get a custom table for Shabbos, these should be your measurements according to the Rashash. If you want to be stringent for this Rashash, it's going to have the length of 12 Tfachim. That's pretty small.
39 inches, 36 inches?
Yud based Tfachim, let's say around. Machloik is how big a tefach is. It's either 3 or 4 inches. So we're talking about 36 to 48 inches length. It's not that long. and the wish should be 6 tvachim, which is going to be 18 to 24 inches. The height is going to be no more than 10 tvachim, so 30 to 40 inches. But the Shar Kavanos doesn't bring this. Sefer Shiva Sion Shar Aleph Os Yud, he brings from the Makor LaShulchan Shal Daled Raglayim Bezoyar. The source of having a table that has 4 legs is in the Zohar. I think this stands for Raya Mehemna. I think so. I don't know the Farshim on the Zohar, I think. Parshas Akev Daf Reish Ayin Gimel. Should I look it up? V'shelafi hatamim shenisgalu yoidichein sarich shia daled orglaim dafkav lo yoiser. According to the reasonings of that was revealed to the Mikubalim, it should have 4 legs and not more. However, look at the Raman Siman Reish Samach Gimel. That's the halachas of Ner Shabbos. Sifal Shirashai Lahaisif al Davar Machuvan. You could add on to that. Gemara and Tainus Chafav says the chashivas of a shulchan of shalosh raglayim, 3 legs. Look at the Makor Chaim. Okay, you have nice clothing. So he says like this: I'm Mishnah Bruma Maskanas Halachazo Yesh Beis Drachim Misad Hadin uMisad Haminag Hatoiv Al Pia Mikubalim Misad Hadin Sarach Kol Adam Shiyeh Begadov Hel Yoinim Shemiskabed Bahem Dahainu Koivo VeChalifa Miuchodim LaShabbos Dahainu Shiyeh Noim Yoisim Moisim Shalovi Shemos Achol V'Yen Nakim Mekubasim Hakim Shmiuchodim LaShabbos Yontov Eino Chayiv LeKabsim B'Kol Shavua Alpi Ella. Okay, so what this is talking about at the end over here, well, this is the idea that we've been learning the whole time. You have special Shabbos clothing, but at the end, he's talking about laundering your clothing or bringing them to the dry cleaners. This is, we're going to learn more about Amir Tashem and Rishmem and Bays. But the idea is if it doesn't need to be brought to the dry cleaner, then you don't need to bring it into the dry cleaner. That's what this is saying. Came into Takanas Ezra. All right, we're going to be learning about that more. Takanas Ezra on clothing. Ezra made a takana actually about laundry, when to do it, when not to. We're gonna. That's already Reish Mem Beis. We need to do it now.
So
Yeah,
dry cleaning is a very good thing to do.
yeah, but only when you need to. If you don't need to, then you need to. We're going to talk about that Reish Mem Beis. V'shar begadav hatoin b'kutkum ma'asayim talskot ma'anayim ein tzarich maker hadin shiyeh lo miyuchadim l'Shabbos ach tzarich lios mikim mekabasim v'nam yisachim. This is all repeat. So we learned, technically speaking, the general halacha is that your undergarments and your tzitzis, shoes, technically you don't need special for Shabbos. You can wear whatever you wore during the week. But even so, they have to be clean and they have to be polished. Your shoes should be polished. I feel like for all of these begadim, this is just my gut feeling. In terms of undergarments, your tzitzis and your shoes, that most people are most stringent on shoes. I would say the average Orthodox Jew thinks that you need to halachically have nice Shabbos shoes, which is not true, as we've been learning. It's preferable, but they should be nice. Okay, let's see if he says any chedushim over here in the footnote. Shal Chubas Rab Ba'alam Al Pia Yerushalmi Shein Shavikilayim Yochadim L'Shabbat Zoshel Shagam Dasam Kokom D'Lham Shivshin. Fine. Okay. So this is the Indian over here. Masada Minag Hatov Mekabalim Nagudu Gli Hadoris V'Achrim. And does this thing end? All right. I don't want to rush this. So Amir Hashem, next week we will pick it up from this.
Excellent.
And yeah, we'll keep making headway on this. Everyone have a wonderful day and a wonderful Shabbos. Bruchim to you.
Shabbos.
Happy Shabbos.